Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. I'm gonna do the market open update starting with the 4-hour. And as you can see, pretty much we are in that scenario that we were talking last night and even the day before. We said that there is a chance that within this symmetrical triangle that a move down like this, the one that your favorite influencers out there were saying this is the best time to short, that it just becomes an expanding range within a symmetrical triangle. And if in the next couple of hours we continue slightly higher in here and we put candle closes, like for example this one closes in 3 hours and a half, and that's already within the previous range, we are reclaiming the symmetrical triangle. And if we do that, we have larger chances that now we squeeze all the shorts that enter right at the bottom in here back to a new high. And that new high is prior to the event, so that could also squeeze the longs. 2 days ago, I've been saying both sides are going to feel the pain if you put your risk too close to the price, because we have a symmetrical triangle, and that was the same play in here, just being repeated right here. If you notice, there is some figure there in yellow. That is thanks to an indicator that is free. It's called the Harmonics Patterns Live. This one at the top that shows you different patterns. I'm pretty sure I'm running an older version than the latest, but it shows you the butterfly. At the moment, that is the pattern that we are seeing, and since it's being drawn in a context of having come down, so that's a bullish pattern, and it was calling for a move up as well. So I'm now going to hide it because it's destroying the pattern. It's difficult to see the symmetrical triangle, which is the one I want to focus at the moment. So there is also a recipe for this to just go to the fair value gap at 83.5 and then bounce back down to 82.44. And that's still within this context of an expanding symmetrical triangle that has breakdowns and breakouts, and they are not following up in that direction. They just come back straight to the center of the symmetrical triangle. What's going on with the 4-hour on the RSI? And you can see that the breakdown went to here, went to the neck of this head and shoulders that I told you, well, if we break the neck of 38, 39, then the target is 17. And we were this close from doing that, okay? And why we didn't do it? Well, I don't know, but there is an event coming up today, and I'm sure that the bigger moves are going to happen if Powell says something that either puts too much bullishness in the market or it says something new that markets were not expecting. There has to be an element of surprise for a larger move, and it has to affect general markets. Those are the ones that are going to lead the way for crypto to just follow. And at the moment, you can see that the RSI bounced from the neck, and it had a rally revenge into resistance, but it's above the resistance. But this candle closes in 3 hours and a half, so it could still come back down below the white line, in which case then we have higher chances for continuation to downside. If we come back inside this megaphone, this channel to the upside, then we confirm my idea that we have bigger chances to squash these late shorts that enter at 81, that were told to enter by huge influencers, the best ones out there, and that can squash them, squeeze them out of their positions, liquidate them at highs of even 85 or 86, because they enter in here with 10x's, 5x's, and then eventually they get liquidated. Remember, these boxes in yellow at the top are big liquidity, 87 and 90. We're going to look into liquidity, and we're going to look at the order book. There has been a flip in the positions from yesterday. You cannot miss what's going on. It can all be spoof moves, but we'll see. Let's go to the daily first. Let's look at the fair value gaps as well. Where are they located, to have an idea of what's attracting price too from that end. Let's see on the daily, and we're still battling with the 200 MA. It seems very obvious to me that the price is just sticking around below that level, both of resistance 84.2, 200 MA, because there is that event, and it's decently likely that we are going to know what's going to be the outcome, one or two. Either we rally into the resistance at the top of the falling wedge, or we put a new low, hitting somewhere in here, and ideally forming a candle that the one is drawn on the screen with a wick to the downside, reclaiming the falling wedge. As long as we are inside the falling wedge, that is a bullish pattern on the daily, and it can come with a breakout at some point. At this point, if we want to break out, we need to go and close beyond 87,490. That's from the point of view of the price. From the point of view of RSI, we need to break out above 47. That's the same level we were talking a few days ago. We're having a rollover in here. That's pretty obvious. Big impulse, smaller, 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 lower. That's where we are now. And that's because market still doesn't know what to do. So it went as high as it could. It's got a mini uptrend in here towards the resistance of the yellow line, but it hasn't been able yet to break out in the direction of the upside channel that we seem to be hinting that is what's coming on the daily. Of course, if we break support on the daily basis in here, maybe we put a low at 35. As long as we don't go below 32, that's still a higher low. The idea, the less broken state to continue to the upside, and the one that is more promising, is to respect the boundaries of this upside channel in there on the daily. Let's look at the fair value gaps really quickly. And thanks so much yesterday, guys, for so many views on the video. The title was a little bit clickbaity. I admit I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that my stance now is to look for an exit at the top end in here, one of these fair value gaps. And I want you to be aware of that, because I am in a position from 77.5. I couldn't catch the absolute bottom of 76.3, but I entered at 77.5. And there is nothing necessarily technical in here that tells me from Bitcoin itself or crypto itself, watch out with your exit. Don't expect too high with the current conditions. And it's the VIX and general markets. Watch my video yesterday if you want more insights of that, so I don't have to repeat everything. And where are we with fair value gaps? Well, we have 1, 2, 3 to the upside close proximity. And we have just one thin one below us at 82,600 that I'm sure we're going to hit it. It's too close to the price. It's very thin. It's not very attractive, but it's just so close to the price. And it fits the bill of approaching the meeting at 6 p.m. UK time and have something, to go up and down. And so it goes for the 83,700. That 83,700, if we do it by the end of this 4-hour candle and we close around those highs, then we confirm my thesis of the past 2 days. That move down was just a fake out to trap shorts. Both sides are gonna get hammered, and so far we have done one out of the two. Now we need to trap longs, and then the final move, but right after liquidating both sides. So how high we're gonna get now to trap longs, we'll see. And it also can happen that I'm absolutely wrong and I was just half right. That could also be the case. Then we have the 75 fair value gap. That's the first one on the lower end, ignoring that 82,600. So if really price doesn't want to continue higher, then that's 75. And watch out for this move, guys. This is sketchy as hell. The 68 I showed you yesterday, long-term liquidity, is getting heavier. It is becoming a little bit worrying. And imagine this. Imagine the price goes to 88, even to 90. It traps all longs, Not saying it has to go that high, but let's say as high as that, maybe it's just 85 or 86. It doesn't matter. The point is, let's say they trap enough longs for them to feed their greed at the moment. In what greed? You wonder. Well, the greed of trapping enough people that they can go all the way to 75 and squash them all. Why are you thinking that? Well, there are fair value gaps up until 88. Then there is quite a big effort for market maker to go all the way then to 95. That is 6.1K higher with no fair value gaps. So watch out with that. And just the same to the downside. If they go now to 82, they need to do a big effort to jump into 75. And there's tons of shorts that are accumulated. So in order to go to 75 and not let everybody win, they need to squash the shorts, trap longs, and that gives petrol to go to the downside, to the lower end. That is just speculative thinking, okay? It's not a forecast. It's just to keep you aware of what are the typical things, the most common things that happen in crypto without you knowing. Let's look at this. Oh yeah, this was very cool to notice right before the FOMC. If you remember yesterday, can I zoom in on here? On mobile. Oops, no, I cannot. Okay, you're gonna have to do a close-up. Yeah, something like this. Can you see what happened with the orders? There are two orders that were big that we were tracking. I believe this one was 72.5 and this was 88. And both pull out. And we got a new kid in town in here. Welcome. 95K. I think that is a spoofing order. They're making you think that now they think that the price is going to go all the way to 95K. And I think that is a good argument, right? You might think, oh, we're going to go to 95, I'm going to short from there. They remove this, trying to make you think we're not going to get cross 88. So we need to watch out. Unfortunately, on the FOMC, I cannot be live. I have to attend a course. They're going to teach me to not speed when I'm driving. Because I was in a 50 miles per hour road and they caught me at 57. So now I'm going to have to pay a course for £100 and be 3 or 4 hours repeating things like, is 57 greater than 50? Yes. Then should you go that fast? No. 3 hours of that with different numbers, with different challenges, to prove that, I know greater than, less than. Well, I should have known. Maybe I did the wrong thing. Anyways, shut up. Then this is interesting, guys, right? And I'm diverting 100%. And I'm sure that you are already skipped to that big influencer that told you to sell 81. Anyways, the lines in here are very interesting because we are moving that there and it's trying to make you think something. I don't think that 95 is because they know something that 95 is coming next. I'm happy to slap myself if I'm wrong later. The liquidation levels on the lower end have diminished from around 200K. Now there's only 115. It's getting thinner. That means that it's very difficult now in the squeeze to determine direction. Very difficult. And it's general markets what's going to determine that. And it's not the outcome of the meeting, but the discussions post the actual reading of the interest rates. So let's refresh this. Let's see liquidation levels, how things are progressing on this end. And we got that 85, 86 that has trapped people. You can see from the double bottom. So as we get into this level, new shorts. You look at the top, look at the red. At that line, new shorts. Then we go here, new shorts, and new shorts, and new shorts. Everybody here so happily opening shorts. They made their point. They punished the shorts. Now we're going for the longs. In my humble opinion, this pattern Can you see there is a neck here? There is some sort of inverse head and shoulders on the 15 minutes. And the high is from 81 to 83. So that's 2K up. So that gives you 85. So I think it's doable to get there and now to squash all those people and trap longs as well and then dump. Let's move a bit higher to see what's up there. So we got the 87 that in the shorter term looks thin. Getting to 95, how much liquidation levels there are there in the short term? There is not much. Okay, so that thing of shorting 95, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it will take longer because we need to build liquidity to get us there. And on this end, let's see the 2 weekly, which is the one I'm liking these days. Back 2 weekly. Come on. My God, I'm gonna spend 3 hours. 3 hours. Anyways, 85 and 87. And then we have our new friend here at 67. That is increasing. That is short-term liquidity. This is just looking at 2 weeks. So you may think, you are making a big deal about 66. Watch my video yesterday when we look at the longer-term liquidity at 66, 67, how it's building up from long time. This is just what we have added in the past 2 weeks. So it's not that important. Anyways, I won't be able to join you in the FOMC. I'm finishing the meeting around 6 p.m. At that time, the FOMC starts. So I won't have time to prepare and get everything ready for a live stream. Maybe in the update in the evening, we discuss what's going to happen. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do any TA of any altcoin in the morning. I have some time to make another video, or any topic that you want me to make a video. I'm still thinking what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, write down a comment below. That always is a must to keep this channel alive and continuing growing. Thanks so much. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.